Hi Dan, how's it going? I'm here. Oh my God, the world is ending. Oh, how are you? How's it going? I hope you're not panicking. It's never good to panic. BT's going to zero, yeah, probably. I mean, it can only go up or down. So, yes. Anyway, interesting. David's going to join, and then I'm just gonna. I don't really have anything to say. I'm just gonna analyze and have a look really, and see if I can figure something out. And hopefully I can figure something out. And if I can't, then I can't. I was going to do it anyway. I've been out all day, so I just came back and was like, oh my God, the world is ending. So now that the world is ending, I want to get my boat before the world ends. I'm enjoying a tea too. I just want to analyze really. I don't have anything to say. Usually in the mornings I got something to say because I'm looking at the chart afresh on a new day. I already had a look at the charts. I was quite bullish this morning, so we don't always get it right. So that's a fact, and it's all a game of probabilities when it comes to trading. And honestly, I didn't mind that candle, but this is looking terrible. I can't lie about what I'm seeing right now. Right now, it looks pretty bad. Um, hmm. So let me just try and get rid of all this bias now, because bias can mess things up. Yeah. A lot of people have said to me that this is the Wyckoff schematic. My biggest concern with this up move is that we weren't liquidating shorts. I think that was a real big concern for me. But actually, what's interesting is that when I was looking at the order flow, this kind of drop, I quickly had a look at it just now. And while you have a lot of mini liquidations, you see all these little pink bubbles, they're mini liquidations. I'm not seeing crazy liquidations. You'd normally expect to see big bubbles, yeah, like this. These big bubbles, these big liquidations. And maybe these, you see? This is what I was looking for. I was looking for these big liquidations. And I haven't seen the big ones. So that's kind of got me a little bit concerned. But also the other thing is that on this upward move, I'm not even seeing liquidations to the upside. So I'm not seeing liquidations to the downside. We saw one here. Maybe one little one there. But here in the highs, I didn't see any. Not what I was really looking for. And so it kind of got me into the idea that maybe some of the shorts weren't closing. They weren't being liquidated. They weren't under pressure. And now I'm seeing the same thing, but in reverse. So you got a lot of these little liquidation bubbles, really small ones, but no big ones. And then the actual drop, this is quite interesting. And I have no idea actually. I'm just kind of speaking out loud. I'm just kind of talking to myself, but audibly. This is some longs closing. You see that? OI is dropping, price is coming down. OI is dropping, price is coming down. Of course, people shorted as well, but the OI is dropping, the price is coming down. Usually what that means is it's quite a weak down move. Here you see this kind of bounce. This is longs coming in and then longs closing. I'm not really seeing crazy strength in this down move. I'm seeing a lot of longs close. One thing that I've been seeing is a bit of bullish divergences in these highs, which kept me bullish. And now, as you can see, the CVD's just like completely dropped. See that? Usually with a down move, you get like increasing OI. I'm not seeing increasing OI. So I'm not getting the feeling that it's a strong down move. Not yet. I'm going to look at the slightly higher time frame on this order flow. 30 minutes. I'm going to look at the 30 minutes. And what I'm seeing here is Fafa Furi. Welcome. What I'm seeing, see on the slightly higher time frame, I am seeing very bullish CVD divergences. You see, you've got lower CVD, higher prices. So on this overall up move, there is bullish divergence. The problem with this is that it could take a little bit of time to play out. It's not easy to trade this idea because it's quite a higher time frame. It's like multiple days. So there is absorption. It's just not playing out in this down move. This down move is really quite impulsive. What is this? This is an increase in OI. There's a short there. That's a big short there. This one here. Okay. Okay, this is kind of, let me have a look at this. I've also got some single prints here. This is interesting. Single prints are really important because if we do get a little bounce, the price can easily find resistance on the single prints. Let me just mark them off because I want to put them into the chart. Single prints. It's good to mark these down because if I'm going to short, which I might, I'm going to short the rise. I'm not going to just short the lows. You buy strength, you sell weakness. Now that I see weakness, I'm not necessarily going to buy, but I'm going to buy strength. I'm not going to buy weakness. I'm not going to sell into strength. I'm going to sell into weakness. So is this strength or weakness? Well, longs closing. That's not good. The thing about these longs closing is that they are still long, you know, they're longs closing. They may long again. Longs like to long, you know, especially in the bull market. They might close and then they might long again. So that's the thing about shorts. When you've got shorts that enter, they're trying to push the price down. But the problem with this move down is that even though longs have closed, the price has come back down so much. Let's see. Look, you see the price is coming down now. There's a little bit of a buying tail here. Let's see if it finds support. Let me change it to the 5-minute time frame. There's the buying tail. Right there. Nope. Not yet. No support. Oh, there you go. A little bit of reaction. Okay, there was a little bit of a reaction there. Ooh. It's a little fight. Little fight. New candle. This is a new 1 hour candle. Little buy up. Could be take profits. Okay. Very interesting. Right, I think I got everything I need from that. Let me have a look at some other variations of this chart. This is the volume. Let me change it to 30 minutes. David, welcome. I was waiting for you. So just to give you a little recap, the move down wasn't crazy strong. I didn't see increasing OI. I saw a lot of longs at close. There's a massive gaps. I've typed out the single print so you can put them on your chart. Okay, so if we do get a lower high, you'd expect it to be, it would come into that level. I'm just looking at the different charts here to see if I see anything interesting. I can't really see anything that interesting. Nothing comes to mind. It's going to be very difficult for people to long right now because we've just had a really sudden drop. I think what people want to see is a little range form first, and that could be the range. You see this could be your range now. So from the top of the single prints down to this buying tail that's just formed, we could have a little bit of a range lock here and before the price figures out what it wants to do. You see in this little mini range, is that the sessions? Yeah, this is the New York session. You can see where the point of control is there. So I wouldn't be, the closed session is coming now. So we have a session POC there as well, if you want to mark it off as well, because there'll probably be resistance as the price comes back. And now we're in the closed session. We're at the point of control of this current session. And then what other things were there? The London session, the price came back down, couldn't hold it. Look at this session point of control. It held, there was a little bounce, but it just didn't do anything really. It's a shame though. I was looking forward to higher prices. This is nice. At the moment the price is above the closed session point of control. I wonder if the price would come back up, back test the point of control here and try and head up to the New York session. Probably to there. And then maybe we're going to get a little bit of a range lock here between the SPs and the BTs. The BT here, the buying tail and the single prints. We might get a little bit of range bound behavior here before the price decides to do something. I think it'd be very strange for the price to just go down without people shorting, and I'm not seeing so much shorting at the moment. Yeah, it's one thing for the price to go down when people long, when longs close. It's another thing for the price to go down when people short, right? And so you can see that the OI hasn't really gone up. It's kind of dropped. You see, the overall OI has gone down in this down move. And so if you saw the OI going up, that would be very concerning. I'd be very concerned if I saw the OI go up as the price descended. And all we have to do is go back to previous price action to see that behavior. We saw the behavior where see that price is coming down, the OI was going up. You see that? This is what you want to see for a strong, powerful down move. Yeah. That's longs closing and getting liquidated. See that? Price coming down, OI coming up. Same thing here. OI going up, price coming down. That's really strong down pressure to try and force the price down. And then in the reverse, we didn't really see crazy liquidations. You see here coming down, I don't really see OI going up. This OI going up is with the price coming up, not going down. Yeah. So I'm not really seeing crazy downward pressure. All I'm seeing is some longs have closed and panic sold. And I'm not seeing liquidations either. So I'm not really convinced that this is this is a strong down move, to be honest with you. I'm not convinced. It looks very weak, but I'm not convinced. Not yet. Let's have a look at this. We're into the buying tail there. Let's go back to the lower time frame. It could be, yeah. The problem is that we've made a lower low in the 4-hour time frame. That's going to get people bearish. Market structure still hasn't changed because we have to put in a lower high and then we have to make a lower low to change 4-hour market structure. So we've only done the first thing that's required, which is a lower low on the 4-hour time frame. We've done that now. So the price hasn't held a higher low on the 4-hour time frame. That just tells you that there's not enough demand to hold the price up. And so with all of this selling, there wasn't enough buying to absorb the price. Yeah, that's the only information that I have right now, is that we don't have enough demand. And so a whole bunch of longs closed. I can't see crazy liquidations. I see a lot of little liquidations, but not like that big bubble that you want to see. Yeah, and that kind of concerns me too, because that would help. It would help if we got liquidations, because that's a lot of selling if you get liquidations, like market selling, and that would give you a little bit of help. All right, I'm not really getting anything more from this unless you can see something that I can't. Let's have a look at this one. That's the close. TPO scalp. Let's have a look at that one. Close. What's this one? Okay. On the higher time frame, there's definitely bullish divergences, but on the lower time frame, it's all gone. It's all gone. It's all invalidated. Right, there is one other thing I want to do, and this is what I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to merge all this range. I haven't done that in a while. going to go to the 30-minute time frame. Is it 30 minutes? Nope. Probably back to 44 hours. Try and merge this data. How many days was it until we came into this lower range? Let's try 7. Let's try 5. That's it, isn't it? Is there more? How low does it go? Yeah, that's enough, isn't it? Up to there. That's about right. Let's get rid of these bubbles. Oh, perfect. Look at this. We're at the point of control, David. Did you see that? Look. We're at the point of control now. Oh, wow. That's a really good place. I like that. We've just come back into the point of control. That's just on this merge data. That's the point of control. We've lost the value area high. We're back into the value area basically. So the value area couldn't hold a support. And then obviously we have the value area low. And we've just stopped at the point of control. Okay, that's interesting. Let me see if it's the same thing on the trading view. Now that I've had a look at that, I'll keep that. Let's have a look at this. All right, let me just, I'm not going to use any of this data now. I'm just going to get rid of all this rubbish. Rubbish. Just get rid of all this rubbish. Actually, I did like that SR flip. I'll keep that. I don't know what these are. We came into that green channel of yours and just dropped. Keep those. Oh, look at that. There's a daily level here. A previous daily level as well. Okay. I'll keep that as well. Get rid of that. What's this one? Get rid of that. That was wrong. Gone for a whole bunch of these levels. SPs. Just went through these SPs. Now we have new SPs. So let me just update them as well while we're here. Oops. 65425 and 65725. Okay, so it's quite far up. It's wronger. On trading view, it's different. Trading view is very different. How far back do we go? Let's take it to the interesting, huh? Trading view is actually different to XO. Damn. And you see we're coming into the value area low here as well of this overall range from the point of control there. I think we're coming into support. It looks bearish, but I mean, basically we've had a rejection of the point of control and we're coming back into the value area low. At the moment, that's all that's happened. Yeah. It's looking bearish, but last time we did that, this was it. This was it. Up there, and it came right back down. And then it went up. That was the last time it did that. It looks bearish. Went up. It came right back down to go up. So could this be the same thing? Could we be in the same situation? Just to go up, to get a rejection, to come back down, to go up. All right, let me have a look back at XO, and I just want to see that range again. Just want to make sure I've got this date right. 14th of April. Is that right? th 13th of April. Okay, let's take it back one more day. There. No, look, we're at the point of control. There. So there's a little bit of a divergence between trading view and XO charts when it comes to the point of control. I remember Daniel used to do this. He used to kind of merge the ranges and just make sure that they're the same. But he always used to use the data on XO charts. He preferred it. Okay. Let me mark that level. So the level is 63805. That's the merged range point of control. And then the value area low and the value area high is there too. Let's mark that down as well. So these are the levels. I'm going to write them down. Merged range block 63805. Merged range 61573. High 65674. Okay, let's go and have a look at let's start. Go back to TV. And you see here it's different. Okay. Really weird, huh? whatever happens, we're going to come into the value area low anyway. And this value area low is the overall range value area low. Let me just update that as well, because you never know. Like, this is the 30-minute time frame. Let me just get all the most up-to-date data on this overall range. Maybe I should do an overall merge range as well, just to see if that's see what that's like. No real changes. We're coming to the value area low now. How far back shall I go? Go back all the way to the 20th of February. Right. Put that at the top there. Hide it. Let me just mark these off here. Value area high. Value area low. No. So we have this point of control here. Let me just let me just rename these so I don't get confused. Local range. Value area high. Okay, we've got that, so I can delete that now. And then let's just get this merged range as well. Merged range. Let's see if it's the same. Probably is. Or isn't. Who knows? So let's see what the value area high is first. 65674. See, it's slightly higher. It's basically that SR flip, huh? At the top. What about this one? 61573. Slightly lower. And then obviously the big one is the point of control that we're interested in. $63805. Basically on that daily level. We're kind of trading through it. People are quite bearish, huh? They're just closing their longs now. People are just closing. That's what's happening now. People are like dumping their positions. That's what they're doing. They're not holding, they're dumping. Was this a head and shoulders? It was. Huh. But you didn't change market structure. You were making higher lows, lower highs. It wasn't really. It was more of a. It was more like a tightening triangle. You know, it was more like that. It wasn't really a head and shoulders. What happened actually here was a little bit of a change in local market structure. I was not even looking at the charts today. I was out all day. Can you believe it? The day that I'm out, shit happens. See that? You go making a higher high. This is on local time frame, not on the 30-minute time frame. And then you make a lower low there and lower high, take it out. green candle, sell. That's what happened. Someone sold that. As soon as they saw that change here, that local change, they sold. It's basically what it was. So it wasn't really a head and shoulders. It was more like a little kind of upward wedge or downward wedge or whatever you call it. Okay. Let's put this there. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to merge the whole of this range as well. Let's take it all the way back to the 20th of Feb. I'm going to have to go back quite far. What date are we in now? April. Let's go back 30 days. And if we can go that far back, it's kind of lagging. Get all of this as well. So there you go. Right. According to this all merged data, POC, I can't even read it. 66418. 66418. Let's try that. 62500. Where's the 69859. Six 98596. Right. Let's see what that looks like. That's the whole range now on XO charts. Let's see what that looks like. Zoom out a little bit. Okay, let me just I want to get rid of these three now. They're too far up and they're just in the way. Let's get rid of that as well. Let's just keep it a bit more simple. It's good to be simple because you won't get confused. And so we have this local range. I kind of want to take the further figures, but I don't want to. Right. And then we have the good. Got that. And then let's have a look at this. 66418. Ah, fuck, it's slower. Shit. Of course, I take requests, but right now I'm doing Bitcoin. I do everything. Yeah, I can chart anything. But right now I'm doing Bitcoin because Bitcoin's just dropped, and I just want to change. I just want to get rid of all my bias and try and see if I can find see something different. 62500. 62500. Wow, it's much lower. What's that one? 69859. Interesting. Interesting indeed. So we are at the we are at this local range point of control. Look, it is holding. Yeah, it's definitely holding. We're almost into that value area low. Now on XO charts, it's all different, huh? It's all different. That one's the trading view. This one's XO charts. See, the point of control and trading view is better. But then here in this local range, XO charts is better as well. Interesting. Right, we'll keep it for now. And we'll see what happens. All right. Honestly, I like that candle. That was a back test. The price could have easily held here or gone up. Instead, it got dumped. Basically, some longs were closing. Some big longs closed. So I don't necessarily think this move to the downside is strong at all. It's come to a really nice place to stop. That's what I see. The problem is that we've just made a lower low on a 4-hour time frame. That's the biggest problem I see right now. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. This is your lower low right there. So we've taken out this low with this price action, and that is, you know, that's not good. It's not good to take out low because that higher low wasn't defended. There wasn't enough liquidity to hold the higher low. That's basically what this means. So as the price ascends, people will trade into that higher for a higher high. The reason why people will trade into it for a lower high rather. The reason why people will trade into it for a lower high, two reasons. One, if you've got people longing here, they're going to take profit. That's downward pressure. Anyone who's trapped, who's been longing this down move, will break even, will exit at break even. That's downward pressure. And anyone who sees this price action and is becoming bearish will short as well. So we're going to come into some real major downward pressure soon. Yeah. I don't think it's a good idea to short here. I don't think anyone is shorting here unless they're panicking, and that would be a really bad place to short because you're shorting into support levels. But as the price ascends, that's the test. That's to see what happens then. Will longs close? Will people short? And then they could short for a lower high. And ultimately, really, to reverse this price action, you just have to get above that neckline. here, I think. There's a very distinct neckline here. It looks like there's a very distinct neckline. Basically where the golden pocket is. Basically there. That's going to be the real test to see whether this, whether the price is sold into there or not, whether shorts enter there or not. But whatever happens, we've made a lower low on the 4-hour time frame. Let me have a look back in price action to see what happened before when we made a lower low. Where was it? This was it here. Was it there? You see, this is a low low here too, huh? This is a low low, but the price just went all the way back up to make a higher high. And actually what needed to happen was just to get back above this drop line here. See? It was like this candle here. Okay, where it fell under. It needs to get back above that level, which is basically here. This is basically that green candle. The price can get back above that green candle, then even though we've put in a low low here, you could get a similar situation with like some kind of V-shaped recovery. That's kind of what I'm looking for now, a V-shaped recovery. Are we going to get a V-shaped recovery, or are we going to get a lower high? And if you do get a lower high, these people who are shorting will target this low for a lower low, and then you've just changed market structure to bearish. Okay, so that's basically where we're at right now. I can't see it going down much further, just simply because of this local range. This point of control that we've come into here, which is also a daily level. But I mean, no one knows really. Anything can happen. I always say that. I always say anything can happen. Look, we've also entered the value area low as well of this range. That's the current overall range. You see, the current overall range, we're into the value area low as well. It is at the low of the range. We're back at the low of the range. Not bullish. It's definitely not bullish to come back to the bottom of the range. All right. And so now for the price action, this is quite important to see what happens here. And the other thing you have to bear in mind is if you can't get back to the golden pocket, that's really bearish. That's extremely bearish. So these are your fib levels now based on these pivots that are this lower pivot. I'm assuming this is the pivot. Okay. If the price now has a little bounce, a little kind of mini relief rally on the next daily candle, which is after midnight or after 1 a.m. to see how far it gets back up before it finds resistance. Because it might just come up to the 382. And actually, it'll be in the first. Yeah, that's the best short. Feel the ESPs into the golden pocket. Yeah, that's definitely the best short here. That's kind of where you want to short. Unfortunately, that's what we'll be doing. Feel the single prints. Get everyone bullish again. And then it's a short. And a long, I think anywhere here is a long, to be honest with you, because I think it'd be very difficult for the price to go down, because I mean pretty much anyone who wanted to close would have closed by now, huh? They're not going to close right at the lows. They'll probably wait for a pullback to close. If anyone is long and they want to close, they're not going to close now. They'll probably wait for the pullback. Io Vandon, if you have time, can you do some TA on Forta on Coinbase Central Exchange? Looking for entries or possible breakouts. Opinions analysis would be appreciated. Yeah, I'll do that next. Now the other thing is, while I don't think this is going to go down, it could go down. It just depends on whether people short after the daily close. I think it's very unlikely, because we've come into this merged range point of control, which is also a daily level. We're gonna have to short this, huh? It's a shame, huh? Shorting Bitcoin in a bull market as we want to as we want it to go up. But this is the golden pocket. I don't see anything here, you know. The problem with this golden pocket is it's like in the middle of nowhere. None of these fibs have been respected from this pivot to this top. None of them. You've got the 50% here, just underneath us. Yeah. All right. So this is the plan. That's the short. I can't think of anything else. That's kind of what you want to see. It will take some time to get there, potentially. If we don't go down, we're going to go up. And if we go up, that's where you short. And then to go up, you need to change market structure on the lower time frame. It's trying to do it now, okay? Making these lower lows is actually quite good, yeah? The reason why it's good to make lower lows now, I'll explain. Short golden pocket. Let's hide that now. Because it just makes changing market structure easier. Yeah, you see how we came down here. We've put in a low, we put in a lower high. This is our lower low. It's hard to go up there in one go. That's very difficult. It's quite a large, you'd have to be really bullish to do that in one go. So you can clearly see that this isn't very bullish. Yeah, if it was bullish, this drop here would have taken us all the way up there in one go. I've seen it before. We've all seen it before. The price just rallies, makes a higher high, and then it continues. Okay, so it's not very bullish right now, the price section, and so you don't have like tons of people buying. You don't have people ready to jump in and buy. So what you have to do is going to take a little bit of time. We're at the right place for the price to reverse. So that's important, but the timing is also important. So we had to put in that low. After we put in that low, we've made another lower high. So now it's a lot easier to change market structure because we just put in another low here. Okay. Now, while it's easy to just take this trade, that will be a swing failure here. It's a lot safer to just wait for us to make a higher high and then just trade the low for a long. That would be a lot easier. That would be a lot safer. And then to change market structure, you just have to take out that high after you've put in a higher high here, higher low here, and then that's your trade. Okay, that becomes a lot easier because you just only have to do, all you have to do to make a higher high is now take out this high. It's a lot easier than taking out that high. Okay, so it's not a problem that we've made lower lows here. It just makes it easier to change market structure. And actually the target of any trade right now is going to be those single prints there. I don't think you'd expect it to go much higher than those single prints. That's much higher. So in the first instance, you'd probably try and target those single prints, but actually look, probably maybe not even up that, no, maybe even not that far. It depends. We have to see where the price reacts. Maybe just up to this red line here, unfortunately, and see how it goes. The local range POC. Then you've got this XO POC here. It's a little bit of divergence, but maybe, you know, we might get this kind of, we might get a little bit of range bound behavior here. So let's see how this plays out. I don't think it's a good idea to long until we get this kind of price action. If and when that happens, I mean, it's possible for the, and now it will be a short. That's your short. Where is the short? Into the golden pocket. Feel the single prints into the golden pocket and head right back down. That's kind of what you want to do. If that's possible. I don't know if that's possible. Okay. Doesn't mean we're going down. It just means that we might be forming a range here for a while. And then we have to see what happens. Okay. No one really knows. No one knows what's going to happen. That's kind of where I'm at right now on Bitcoin. And it's going to be painful for a few days or a few hours or whatever, because it's going to look bearish. I don't have a problem with it being bearish at all, because we need to get bearish to go up. See that? Maybe back into that trend line as well. You've got a little bit of a trend line there. Maybe into that trend line. We've lost it, haven't we? So just back into that. It's from these two pivots up there. We're trying to get above it, couldn't. Trying to get above it, couldn't. Trying to get above it, couldn't. So maybe we just go up there into the golden pocket, fill the single prints. Short. And if you're going to short any token, short Slurf. Don't short Bitcoin, just short Slurf. Because if Bitcoin goes down, the Slurf will go down more. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at Slurf. I was in a long. I was aiming for there, and it couldn't get there. It's a shame, huh? I got stopped out, obviously. And if you look on Slurf, we had this inverse head and shoulders, really bullish inverse head and shoulders here. I generally don't like them in the highs of ranges, but look at it, nice breakout. It was kind of ranging a little bit. Low. As soon as it took out that low, it just sold off. What's interesting about Slurf is that it preluded Bitcoin by about half an hour. I wasn't even looking at it, but it is a good idea to look at Slurf if anyone's interested, to just observe the differences between them. When I was looking at it a bit earlier, Yeah, this is Slurf on the right, Bitcoin on the left. This was the market structure change here, Slurf. You actually had the same thing on Bitcoin, a little bit of a market structure change. Let me go to the 5 minute, be easier to see. High, 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 low, high, high, low, low. There, you take out that pivot, that's your low, 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 high. But what's interesting is Slurf really dumped. So while Bitcoin was back in this, was just back in the range or the bottom of this range, if you see Slurf, you had this head and shoulders pattern. It actually invalidated this inverse head and shoulders. So as soon as you lost this neckline here, that was here. When you look at it here on Slurf, you see where it is in Bitcoin on the left. So Bitcoin is here just consolidating, and look, Slurf is dumping, dump, 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 dump. So if you're ever looking at Bitcoin and wondering if it's going to dump, yeah, if it's looking weak, if you look at Bitcoin and you think, is it weak? Is it going to dump? Look at Slurf and see what's happening to Slurf. Because Slurf was just pouring out. It was just dumping like crazy. And then you see it falls and then Bitcoin falls. There was like, when you compare them, they look similar, but actually you can clearly see Slurf is looking extremely weak. And it's also about the context. When you see Slurf coming back into this inverse head and shoulders, it invalidates the pattern. Yeah, so that happened here. Yeah, so that was the moment that you knew something was wrong. And you see Bitcoin is still, it's hard to know with Bitcoin because you're actually still in the range. With Bitcoin, you look at the range, you see we're still in the range. It's still in the range. We're still we're at the value area low of the range. Look, I'll show you. Slurf is dumping and Bitcoin is just at the bottom of the range. So Bitcoin is actually, it actually loses the range here. And look, Slurf is like, it's invalidated that pattern. It's right at the lows again. I think Slurf is slightly early when it comes to seeing what's happening. Very slightly. So that's just an observation. It's not easy to do. It's really difficult. I'm not perfect. So I am thinking if we can change market structure here on the 5 minute time frame, then there'll be a nice long opportunity right back up to here, roughly here. I'm not sure when it will happen. Maybe it will happen in the middle of the night when everyone's asleep. That will probably be a good place to take profit. Fill those Swift signal prints if possible. The problem is that we might not be able to get there because it's too bearish, and if we don't, then we're just going to find resistance here, kind of somewhere here. That's the problem. It depends. We have to see how bearish it is, what the market sentiment is. Ideally, that would be the best place. Like in terms of place, that's the best place to short right there. Fill the signal prints into the golden pocket. You backtest this whole value area. It will look really bullish, but that will actually be the best place to short. Okay. And to long, now is a good place to long, but obviously no one likes to catch a falling knife. So just for confirmation, wait for market structure to change on the 5 minute time frame. This is what it's going to look like. High, 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 low, take out that high. Then you can long all the way up as far as possible. Okay, but I wouldn't hold them out for a long period of time, even though it's called long. Don't hold it for long, just because there might be a bit of trap liquidity and you might have a lot of longs here, look, just trying to get out, because they don't like this price action, if it's possible. Okay, I mean, this in itself looks quite bullish. Look at the way I've drawn it, it looks very bullish, doesn't it? It looks like another inverse head and shoulders. Another inverse, it looks very inverse head and shoulders-y. So, but actually that's where the test is the neckline. The test is always the neckline, yeah. So if this is bullish, if this whole thing is still bullish, and we do form a pattern like this, okay, this is just one idea, you'll have a neckline. So if the short center, then the real test is going to be here at the neckline. Does the price hold for continuation, or does the price just fall right back down? Yeah, it's always the neckline that you have to see what happens when you have these kind of patterns. When they break out, you'll never know until you get a test at the neckline, a back test, and that's when you'll know. If you see the back test is holding a neckline on support, then obviously if you're short, you'll close and you'll just reverse, you're long, yeah. But if you see the neckline doesn't hold, guess what? Anyone who's long will start closing and the price will fall down much quicker. Okay, so no one really knows what's going to happen. Yeah, no one really knows. I'm still bullish, but right now the price, look what's happened. We've just had a big sell-off, so you can't ignore that. You have to just see what's going on and try and plan around it. I think I'll be looking to long all the way up to there. Then I'll be looking to short, and I'll be looking to see what happens if there's some kind of neckline. This is just one idea. There's probably a million ideas out there. Let me just put this here. What else obviously could happen is that we just find, depending on how bearish it is, like no one really knows how bearish it is and how bullish it is, we could just kind of work our way up here and swing failure, just want to, and head right back down to the lows. That would be really bearish, yeah? Be really bearish if that was to happen, if we just came right back down, just made lower lows here, lower highs, I mean. It'd be really bearish if we started forming some kind of lower high pattern here. That would be really bearish. It would start to look really bearish if that happened. Okay, so just be careful of that too. So we have to see what happens. And obviously I've already explained bullish. Bullish would basically potentially be one of two things. Backtest here, neckline, and to go up, like I explained. Maybe bullish. Or you know, just to get back up there, you know, let's get up. Let's get right back up. Bullish requires us to get back up, basically. Yeah, you can't look at this and go, this is bullish, until we get back up, because then you can say, well, we're bullish again. Yeah, and effectively you can see there's a range up there. That's the easiest way to see if we're bullish, if we really are bullish. Even though people want to buy and to long the lows, yeah, most people who are long in the lows will take profit, and you don't know if we're going to go higher. Yeah, but if the price is able to get back into this value area here somehow, it's bullish, huh? That's quite bullish. The price can do that, get back into that value area. If that happens, it doesn't really matter when it happens. Getting back into that value area would require strength. That's what you want to see. You get back into that value area. That would be really good, huh? So the reality of anything in crypto is no one really knows, and so you just have to see what could happen and plan around it. It's a really bad idea to short this right now. I think a lot of people who are long and who are trapped are looking to exit on the first kind of pullback. I don't really see many people shorting in the price action. I've looked at XO charts. I'm not seeing crazy shorting. Let me just refresh this actually. Now that I've merged all that data, let me just refresh it. I'm not seeing crazy shorting, just FYI. Yeah, I'm not seeing big increases in open interest with the down move. You see this down move? Down move? The OI is also going down. You see that? This down move here, I'm not seeing like increasing open interest. There, that was an increase just now. You saw it in front of me. And actually what I'm seeing is bullish divergence. Do you see that? That's bullish. This is bullish divergence. Just happened before our eyes. Someone just shorted 3.5 million. Someone just shorted and the price was just absorbed right before our eyes. You can long that. I'm gonna long that guy. Squeeze that short. Just for fun. Should I long it and slurf though? That's the question. Probably, yeah. Best perpetuals. Kind of long. I'm gonna open another long. Open a longer. Hold on, I'm on high leverage. I need to reduce my leverage. I don't want to get myself in trouble. Okay. Where's my liquidation price? Oh shit, it's quite high. See that? That wasn't me. I should have done it. Fuck. I was too late. Fat fingers, slow fingers. See that? The idiot shorted and he obviously didn't know what he was doing. That was probably you, Dan. You longed that, didn't you? I'm here telling you that short got absorbed, and then Dan's going, okay, I'm longing. All right. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Again, we're seeing bullish divergence in the local time frame. This whole down move today was not very bearish because it's just longs closing. I'm not seeing shorts opening. We are at a good place to long, but you don't long weakness, you wait for strength. So you either wait for strength or you wait for a swing failure. That's basically the rule. There's your swing failure there. You see that? That was a good long opportunity here. I don't know if we're going to get another one. I've got this SR flip here. This is a higher time frame SR flip. I want to show you. It's a higher time frame SR flip. So I find it very strange that we would just lose it. This is the weekly time frame. You can see on the weekly time frame, one test there, there. See, it's kind of holding the price. It's like a dividing the price. It's a higher time frame one though, so I wouldn't necessarily take it too literally. But you do see how the price on the 1 hour time frame does come into it, and it does come back into it. So definitely don't short whatever you do, because the price is being absorbed. And actually I think it's a really good place to long, but you'd have to be quite brave to long. So if you just want to just wait for market structure change. It's a really good place to long. And that being said, make sure you take profit. Now don't hold on too long to your longs. Slurf is not showing strength at all, so Slurf is no longer leading. I'm looking at Slurf now. I think people in Slurf are a little bit nervous, and so I think what people would do right now is let Bitcoin lead. Yeah, right now no one's going to be buying and selling alts. They're just going to be waiting for Bitcoin first. That's what I think, because I'm not seeing any strength in Slurf. So usually Slurf leads. Right now people are a little bit hesitant to do anything. They just want Bitcoin to lead the way. Okay, are there any questions on that? Is that clear for everyone? Do you want me to recap what I'm seeing? You guys want to recap? No recaps. Okay. Ondo is holding up very well against BTC. Would be interesting here, Anis. Ondo. I don't know which chart to use. This one, huh? But I mean, we did see a sell-off still, huh? We saw a sell-off. So let me have a look. Ondo on the right, BTC on the left. Ondo is down 10%. BTC's down 3%. Ondo's pumping, BTC's going sideways. This is the same movement. See that? Let me just delete that. Here it's going down, my BTC's going up. And then Ondo goes up. Let's have a look at the higher time frames. It's not too dissimilar. The difference is that Ondo initially pumped today, and then with the pullback in BTC, it's come back down. So there's quite a good volume. Oh, it pumps nicely, huh? It pumped. Ondo pumped nicely here when BTC turned here. That's where Ondo pumped. I mean, technically, Ondo just has to hold this pivot here to stay quite bullish. Yeah. Once you make another high, you make a higher pivot. You're in a new range. Yeah. So this is the range right now. So technically, this is just range bound above a previous high, which is bullish, which is bullish price action, right? Very similar to here, you know, this previous high. You just clear it, and then it moved, but actually you could argue it was consolidating. You know, it's like it went up and then it went down. There's like a little bit of a range bound behavior until it took another range. So effectively what's happening is it's just ranging, and it's going from range to range. Yeah, this whole price action is a range. It's a consolidation. It's quite a wide consolidation. You know, it's like 56%. And actually the profit to be made in this range, this is something that people need to be aware. There's a lot of profit to be made in this kind of range bound behavior, but you need bots to do that. You need like grid bots. You need to be able to identify the ranges, and once you can identify the ranges when they form, set up your grid bots and let your bots do the work, because ultimately what bots do is they just buy low and sell high, or sell high and buy low. If you're not kind of in the moon boy mentality, so if you're just botting for the next year, you could probably make more money, probably, unless you can find a hidden gem that can do like a few 100x and just not bother. Otherwise, I don't know. I think what's happened is that Bitcoin's pulled back, and it's had a big effect on the altcoin market. You can see that Ondo's lost this locally. It's lost this pivot here, so that's quite weak. But Bitcoin's done the same thing. Bitcoin has lost this pivot here. See that? It's the same thing. I think it's very similar. The other thing you have to bear in mind is, like with Ondo, you see this green that's coming in. You see all these greens here. This is market buying. Yeah. And that's new volume. That's like an input of volume. So effectively what that is someone has bought a lot of this token, and that marks up the price because they're buying at market. Okay. This is the pullback, which is the take profit, which is like people who maybe bought down here, they're taking their profit. And then the rest could be, it's more buying. And then this is just selling. If Ondo comes down here, I wonder if these people who bought will sell, you know? So as long as people who are buying aren't feeling the pressure or aren't underwater, the price will continue. It all depends on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin now decides to go down, then it won't be as strong as you think. Yeah. And actually what you can see on the lower time frame, this is also is looking to change market structure, or has changed market structure. It looks like it has. Yeah. It looks like when I'm looking at it like this, you know, lower high, higher high, lower low, lower high, and now it's trying to put in a lower low. The good thing about this kind of idea is that would be your lower high, so it wouldn't be hard to change that pivot there. I think they're very. I think I'm looking at a lot of tokens. They're very similar. Let me have a look at some other tokens. Who? 10's only. You're still here. If he's here, if he's still here. Echelon Prime. Iovandon, are you still here? If you guys are still here, I'll have a look at your tokens. If you're not, then I won't. If you're still here, say so, and I'll have a look at your tokens. Yeah, 10's only. Echelon Prime. Let's quickly have a look. Echelon is a platform that enables games to leverage blockchain features. We are advancing Web3 gaming with frictionless and compelling prime token utility. Interesting. Why is this not loading? Market cap 639 million. Volume 10 million. Circulating supply 35 million. Total supply 111 million. Fully diluted 1.9 billion. This token has been around since March 23. It started at about $5 or so, and now it's at 17.9, and it got to lows of 1 point something. So from the lows, it's up about 17x at the moment, roughly. It started rallying in October a bit. It went up and down and over the summer, and it started pumping in November. Okay, I just wanted the kind of a little bit of historic context. So I'm looking for a chart with back to beginning of March. If this loads. God, I've got this chair and it's killing my neck. This level is too low, too high. Maybe I need to bring my laptop higher. Is this not loading? W lad is law. CKB, can you look on it? Of course I can. Yeah. If you stay, I will. If you go, I won't. Why is this not loading for me? What's wrong with this? Right. I'll let that load. Let me just have a look at it here. I'm having a bit of a lag issue. Don't know why. I'm not getting drop frames on YouTube. What's going on? What's going on here? What the hell? What's it to do? What the hell? This is really annoying. Don't know what to do. So all this lag. Oh, YouTube's not lagging, but this is. Oh, maybe it's back. There it is. Okay, good. Right. Okay. These websites are lagging, or it's me? I have no idea. All right, I'll use this chart anyway. Doesn't matter. According to this, it came out in January. Huh? Look, no, March. See that? March the 1st. This is the correct chart. If you use gate, that's the correct chart. It launched and then dropped. I don't really have the launch price. It could be here. Could be there. Let's mark it off. What's that? Try and search for it. No, this doesn't have any data. Oh, it does. Hold on. March the 2nd, 3.79. March the 2nd, 3.79. March the 2nd, 3.79. According to Gate, it was a bit higher. All right, that's irrelevant. Let me have a look at the markets. So most of the volume is on Uniswap, and then Coinbase Exchange. Gate really doesn't have most of the volume. Most of it's Uniswap. Any perpetuals? Yeah. Not much volume. Gate futures. Uniswap. See if I can find Uniswap here. No, it's not here. Coinbase, maybe that one. Pancakes. Oh, there it is. Echelon, this is it. We have both of them, see what they're like. Nope. What's the Coinbase one? Coinbase. I could use the Coinbase one actually. It could be better. Coinbase. Yeah. I'll use the Coinbase one. It looks better. Just because there's more volume on Coinbase, I'm going to use the Coinbase chart. And it looks like it launched. It looks like the launch price was there. All right, that's your launch price. Oh, you wrote Coinbase. Sorry. I went through all of that and all I had to do was read my chat. King TP, please tell me about Ghana. Should I short? All right, I'll be really quick. I won't spend too much time here. That's your launch price according to what I've discovered. That's your volume profile. Point of control. Value area high. Value area low. Those are your volume levels for the overall price action. Delete that now. All-time high $28, all-time low 1.19. So 1.19 is your all-time low. Does that line up here? Pretty much. Pretty much. And then this is all-time high 28. I don't know why it's 28 all-time high. Let's try something else. Go to the weekly time frame. You've got an SR flip here on the launch price high. Okay. It's just underneath the value area high. The volume is actually mostly in the lows, so that's probably the SR flip is more important. So effectively what you have right now are two ranges. This is your first range here, this initial range, that's a range. And now we're in a this is where we are now. So in the higher range, okay, that's effectively the situation of this token right now. So what you can do is you can, now that I've broken it down, I'm going to do a volume profile on the actual ranges. That's your higher range volume, and then you have the lower range volume. It's irrelevant because I don't know if it's going to go back down to the lower range, so you're kind of in the higher range. You can see most of the volumes in the lower range because I've done a volume pull on the overall range, but for the time being, let's just ignore the lower range. Let's just focus on the higher range. Okay. It's kind of teetering at the value area high of this higher range. See that? It's kind of trying to get back in. That's what it looks like. Trying to get back in, trying to get back in. It hasn't got back in yet. It's trying to get back in. If it gets back in, then it will try, the price will try to get back to the point of control. That's what the price does. Once you get back into the value area, if this value area high doesn't offer support, if you can't get rejection to continue, if you get acceptance back into the value area, it's going back down to there. Basically, that's where it heads for. It heads for liquidity, and the liquidity is right at the bottom here at about $7.9. But that hasn't happened yet. There's no reason to think it's going to happen until it begins to happen. Because at the moment it looks like it's still trying. It's trying to get back in. It's trying to get back in. That's what it looks like. Let me have another look. Hold on. You have an SR flip here as well. See that? Where that pivot. You see that pivot? Kind of a little back test there. So if the price was to come back down, you'd expect there to be a little bit of support there as well. And then of this extension here, this range, and this pivot here to the highs there, you can do a fib pull. It's the best place to buy would be here actually, because you have an SR flip, you have the golden pocket, so you have a good place to buy there. You'd have to come back into the value area, but that would be a really good place to buy if it was to come back down. But in between, you've got these fib levels, you know, you look, you can see there's a little bit of respect here, here, and the 236, you see that? The 236 is also offering us an SR flip, right? So the problem is right now that the price has definitely fallen back underneath the 236. This is a fib extension just from this pivot here all the way up to there. Excuse me. So unfortunately, or fortunately, no, not yet actually. Hold on a second. Ooh. You haven't put a lower low on the daily time frame yet. You see this pivot here? This pivot is your low, is your higher low. You haven't taken it out yet. You still potentially, we're still in higher low territory, That's your higher high up there. Think. Oh no, maybe not. Hold on. Let me just see. High high, high low, high high. Maybe. My bad. So yeah, maybe actually market structure has changed, because that could have been your higher high. This could have been your higher low. That could have been your high. You see, you just made a high high, just a little bit there, by an inch, less than an inch. You see that? It's a little higher high there. That's a problem. That became problematic, because the minute you put in a higher high, this pivot here was your higher low, and the price came and took it out, and then it put in a lower high there. See that? So this became your lower high, low low, lower high, and then it's a little, there's a little bit of a bearish downtrend right now on this token, unfortunately. That's what it looks like. So until that changes, you could be making lower highs and lower lows on the daily time frame. Yeah, and it's basically because what's happened is it's come in there in the highs, it's put in a high, it's put in a pivot, and it's made another high. And so you need that to continue now. Yeah, you need that idea to continue, and it didn't continue. It changed. And you can see the change. You see how the price is going up. It's making higher highs. Higher highs. There. Higher lows. Right up to there. And then you see you just made a lower low there. See that? Low low. Lower highs now, fortunately. Okay, that's kind of where you're at now. So there's a little bit of a bearish downtrend right now, after putting in an all-time high. I came back to the 786. Okay, so the price is at trying to get back into the value area. There's a little bit of a daily time frame bearish downtrend that's formed. Okay, and it doesn't really matter, because if Bitcoin starts going up, everything's going to go up. You have to bear that in mind. It's all about Bitcoin. This is all about Bitcoin. Everything that's happening here is Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin was now to start pumping, of course you're going to start going. Everything's going to start going up. Yeah, it's been quite resilient, if you consider that Bitcoin has really been showing a lot of weakness. If you think about it, I mean, it's down 36% from the highs, 34%. There's a lot of tokens which are down much more than that from their highs. So it's been quite resilient. I don't think it doesn't look terrible to me. And so if you're thinking about this token, I don't know what your position is. The other good thing about this token is that the way the price has moved up, you've created like these red candles. The best place to buy is going to be here for sure. Like if you get an opportunity and you want to buy some more, this is the best place. Look at daily level though. Golden pocket, daily level, SR flip. And you wouldn't just blindly buy it if it came down there. You need to see a reaction. Yeah, you need to see a reaction. You don't want to see, because you wouldn't just blindly buy it just in case the price does this. Yeah, Price can always do that. No one can predict what the price does at certain places. So you want to see a reaction. You see a reaction, the price is holding support, and it's holding, and there's interest, there's volume. That would be a good place to buy, I think. Otherwise, you could short this too, but you'd have to be shorting the pullbacks as long as market structure remains bearish. Okay, you wouldn't just short into support here. You'd be looking to short the back tests of resistance. Yeah, so you see how it went up back into the 236. That was your short basically, and it also went up into a daily level there, right there. It's a daily level. So as long as you keep on making lower highs and lower lows, you're basically shorting all the way down to here potentially. And everything has to do with Bitcoin. So any point in time, if Bitcoin starts to show crazy strength, then everything can change with all these tokens. Yeah. So at the moment, this is probably a good place to buy. And for sure, if the price is able to get back into the lows here, to this pivot here, then obviously this would be better because you'll get lower prices. But the assumption is, in the initial idea, is that this is going to hold. Yeah, you're not going to assume that this is just going to give up. So if this suddenly gives up, then of course you'll be looking for lower. But why would this just give up? You've got a daily level, golden pocket, NSR flip. It's a nice place to pick up this token. And I wouldn't really think about the lower range. I'd focus on this higher range. And then what else you've got potentially is let's see. Let me just increase this. Let me hide that now. Those just range balls. This is the weekly time frame. Go to the 3-day time frame. It's quite nice, huh? It's nice on the top. So you see that there was a trend line, huh? Right into that all-time high. From this pivot. You see there's a nice trend line there. Potentially, yeah. Potentially. Look, yeah, potentially. That's quite nice. I like that. From this pivot here all the way up to the all-time high, you've got a pretty nice trend line on this GAN fan. You can see it kind of reacts, kind of messes about. That would be August. Imagine if it just slowly, gently descended. I'm just making this up, of course, but that would be the best here. If you were to get it there at exactly the same time, see, time also plays a factor in trading. Time is like, that would be perfect at the right time. Otherwise, if you lose that, then you'll be looking. Somewhere there would be good as well. You know, like anywhere here on the right time would be good as well. To mess about with these GAN fans, to be honest with you. See, that one's good as well. This all-time low is pretty good too. All-time low. You see the 2-1. It reacts quite nicely on the lows here. Not so much on the top. Miss about this. The other thing is, so that I like that channel though. So let's just have a look at that. Check BTC. What's happening in BTC? Is it crashing again? Fuck. No. Looks okay. I told you there was bullish divergence. So what you want to do is take out that pivot here, this pivot here. We haven't done that yet. See? High, high, low, high, low, low. We need to make a higher high here. Okay. So we haven't done that yet. Almost, but not there quite yet. We need to just put in a higher high. Then you can enter for the lower, for the higher low. Okay. That would be what you would look to do. Lower high, lower low. Let's take that high out. Yeah, we need to take it out. And let's make a higher low. And then let's go to the moon. And see what happens. Is Slurf still showing weakness? That's the question for me. I always look at Slurf at the moment these days. Yeah, still showing weakness. So right now the strength is with BTC. Let BTC show its strength. And then you'll see all these altcoins pick up again. Okay. Until BTC doesn't change market structure, I think altcoins are going to struggle. Back to Prime. Let me just finish this quickly. It's a very steep ascent, to be honest with you. It's a very steep ascent. I think it's too steep. Like when I'm looking at it now, I think the ascent's been quite steep. And potentially also you've had your 5 waves as well. That's what I'm seeing right now. Without really going into too much detail. Yeah. You got like a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. Yeah, you've had your 5 waves. So what you would be expecting now is a bit of a prolonged, like a little bit of a correction, you know, like a corrective wave, like an ABC, before it figures out what it wants to do for the next wave. Because the price has already gone up quite a lot from the lows to the highs. It's already up 22x. That's quite a lot. So I don't know if you're in a bad position or not, but I think you're probably looking at some kind of corrective ABC now on a slightly higher time frame. Without kind of going too crazy in this, you're probably looking at like a there's your 1, 2, something like that. That doesn't actually work because the 3 can't be the shortest. So what have I done wrong? Let me have a look. Oh no, it's not. Is it? It's not. No. Perfect. It looks like it is, but it's not. It's like perfectly a 1-to-1. From the 1 to the 2 to the 3. It's a perfect 1-to-1. That was a 1-to-1 as well. That's amazing. These like the length of these waves are all identical in terms of the length. Look, 1-to-1, 1-to-1, 1-to-1. So there's your 5 waves. And now you're looking for an ABC correction. And the correction could be whatever. I don't know how it's going to be. It could totally be something like this. Just I wouldn't necessarily be looking for another impulse until you have a bit of a slightly higher time frame correction. I think this would be a really good place to buy. But because this whole arm becomes 1, technically, and this is technically, yeah, I'm not saying it's going to happen because no one knows. If this is your 0 and that's your 1, technically this could correct all the way back down to here. It just can't make another low here. Technically that would be correct. And that could be your 2, not in a straight line, in some kind of ABC movement. That would be correct before. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just saying technically, if that's your wave 1, the wave 2 could come all the way here. It just can't come underneath the 0. You wouldn't expect that, not in a bull market. In a bull market, you'd be expecting this major SR flip here to hold at the very least. Yeah. But actually the first kind of point of entry could be here. If you do get like an ABC correction, it could be like, it could totally be like this. If it's like a zigzag, and that would be like a 1-to-1 too. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I have no idea. No one knows. But it would be like something like that, back to the golden pocket. And then this kind of downward move could be a 1-to-1. From here to here to here. Down to here would be a 1-to-1. Okay. And literally no one can predict it. I'm just saying it could happen. Anything could happen, but you're looking for a correction, I think. All right. That's that. Sorry, it went on for a bit. Oh, you bought at the top. The top is $28. You're at $18 now, so you're down a bit. So you have 2 options. You can continue buying, do nothing, and just buy more here, or sell, take the loss, and scale back in. I don't know. You've got lots of options actually. Like don't panic. It's never good to panic. I don't think it's a good idea to panic. Because that's, you're going to get yourself into trouble. I think so. This is what I would do if I was trapped. You're a trap trader. I would probably do nothing. Are you on spot? Probably on spot. I would probably try and match my position. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, this is probably what I would do. Let's say, for example, for the sake of argument, you have your position here. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that position is $1,000. I don't know what it is. If the price came back to here, I would put in $1,000. and I would just ignore the rest. And then if the price came up 50%, you'd be break even. And then I'd exit. That's probably what I would do. And I'd reevaluate. And it'd be a lesson learned. Or if you're bullish on this token and you just want to accumulate for the duration of the bull market, just keep on scaling in dollar cost average now until the price eventually comes back to the all-time. And the other thing you should bear in mind is this is not the top. Nah, I don't think it's the top. It doesn't look like a top. I think the price is going to come back to the all-time high. Eventually it will. Why wouldn't it? It doesn't have to do what I said. The price could also go sideways like that. The price could have an extended flat. It could do anything really. The correction could be anything. But the top doesn't look toppy to me. This top here, this is the monthly time frame. The reason why I don't think it's the top, because you haven't taken the liquidity from the top of the previous month. Usually tops, the price will go up, take the liquidity, and then come back down. So I don't think this is the top. It doesn't look like the top to me. You've made an all-time high. Usually when you make an all-time high, to create a top, you have another attempt to get back up usually. And so until you see that, I don't think I don't think that was a good enough attempt. I think you need another attempt. Yeah, like a real attempt. So that may happen too. Like, don't forget, if Bitcoin now starts to show strength, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin, so this could happen too. So I wouldn't necessarily, just because I said this is a good place to buy, I'd probably do nothing actually. But then if it does come out, don't just hope for the moon. Come out, come out, break even. All right, that's what I would do. I'd wait for it to come back to the top. I'd come out, break even, and just look for better entries. Scale back in on red candles would be a better strategy. Thank you, RH. I love it when people who are watching me do my work for me. Along to just at 1.1034. What do you think? Jupes. Who else wanted me to look at stuff? Hi, RH. Vlad Slaw, what did you want me to have a look at? CKB. No idea what this is either. Oh God. Are you still here, Vladso? King, are you still here? Who else is still here? Ondo. No, I looked at Ondo. Amir, there's a couple of requests above also. Oh my God. But I mean, they have to be here, otherwise I'm not going to look at it, David. I'm not going to look at requests if people come and post it and then disappear. That makes no sense. This is it, right? CKB. It's nice volume. I like the volume there and there. That's quite strong volume up to this point. Look at that. Look at that nice. Look at that really nice volume. Volume. That's a good buy. Big buys. Buy. At the moment, I mean, without going into too much detail, okay. This token was launched before the previous bull market, and it's already kind of done its thing. Came all the way down. This is a massive change. This is a really high time frame market structure change. Look at this. Low, higher low. Sorry. Low, higher high. Higher low. And then explosion. So we've had our explosion. You see that? As soon as you change market structure here, this is a weekly time frame market structure change. You had an explosion. That's what that is. Quite an explosive move. With a nice volume. Look at the volume. Big volumes coming in here and here. That volume has basically cleared all of the trap liquidity here. There was a shit ton of trap liquidity here on this point of control. We cleared it. Cleared the trap liquidity all the way up to there. And basically what happened is that anyone who was trapped in the previous bull market sold into that. That's what this is. Yeah, so the price has come up, and then you're having a crap ton of selling, because for the first time in 2 years or more, maybe 3 years, people who had this token from the previous bull market are finally able to exit at break even, pretty much. Okay, that's quite healthy. That kind of price action is quite healthy, because you're clearing the trap liquidity, they're selling into it, and considering that all of the people who are trapped are selling in, it's doing quite well. It's not doing too badly, considering, if you consider how long these people were trapped, how much volume, and then you've only really pulled back from the high 52%. It's not that much in the scale of things. Okay. On this higher time frame, the price is above the value area high. You can see that the value area high is also acting as an SR flip here. See that? It's kind of acting, this is a weekly time frame. It's acting as an SR flip. This does look bearish, yeah. But on the bright side, we're getting we're getting some decreasing volume here. As long as the volume doesn't increase now, maybe see people are still bullish. As long as this value area high holds, there's no reason to get bearish. And you would expect, you kind of needed to clear that liquidity. You know, that liquidity needed to be cleared. It just means that when the price finds support eventually, wherever it finds support, and tries to go back up, it'll be a lot easier. A lot easier to go back up. So I don't know. I think this is okay. It looks okay to me. Doesn't look too bad. You've cleared that liquidity. You're above the value area high. You've had a shit ton of volume coming in here to push it up. This red candle is quite high volume, so that was your signal for a reversal, because it was a swing failure of the highs with increasing volume, and it was a doji, a red doji. Of course you're going to get people sell into that. That's a topping candle. Yeah, that's a topping candle. That's the confirmation, because this weekly candle closed lower than the previous week low. That was a confirmation. And the next candle, the pullback was sold into. So you have a little bit of a bearish formation now. Effectively, what you need is for the price to settle down and find support. So it hasn't done that yet. It just needs to find support. We don't know where that could be. There is a weekly level here. So this is probably your best long, actually, looking at it now. Just in this current price range, you've got a weekly level there. Value area high. Swing failure of those lows. Probably zoom in. Swing failure of those lows. Value area high, as long as you don't get back, as long as the value area high holds as support, that could be a good long there. And trade it right back up there, potentially. That's in this range. I don't think you want to lose this range now. You see, you've got a little SR flip there as well. See that? That's an SR flip here off that pivot, that weekly level. I don't think you want to lose that weekly level with a swing failure. 19% lower. It might go down another 19%. And then you want to attack the highs again. That's what you'd want. And you can also do a little range pull on this higher range and see what's happening. Yeah, that's probably a good place to long right there. All right. Look for the reaction. It's always good to look for the reaction. You need a swing failure. Swing failure is the price comes underneath this pivot, comes back up. Yeah. When the price comes back up, that's when you can take the long. If you see a little bit of volume, that helps. That will be the best place in this higher range to long, because of the amount of volume that's come up here into this here. You don't really want to go back down. Like it would be terrible to go back down. That would be really terrible, because all of a sudden all these people who have longed would be underwater. They wouldn't want that. Hopefully there's enough whales in that upward move to continue buying if they're really bullish on this token, which it looks like they are. All right, that's that. I don't need to go into more depth on that. Form. This is, look at the fib levels. Yeah, you should look at the fib levels too. Of course I look at the fib levels, but I don't really want to spend too much time on this. That's why I'm not looking. If you want to look at the fib levels, we're back into the golden pocket reverse as well. That's perfect. That's kind of where you want to be. See that? That's, you've cleared the golden pocket and you're on the reverse of the golden pocket. So actually it's even better. Well, thank you. Thank you for checking, for making me check the fib levels. You can also see that the levels are being respected. 50%. It's not a fib level, but it's being respected by the price. The price is respecting the golden pocket and the 786 and even the 886. Okay. The 382 and the 236. They're all in play just from this high to this low. So that's a good long there. It's even better now that I've done a fib pull. All right. Anyone else? Otherwise, I'm probably going to go. Was there anything else? Dupe UST. Let me just post that for you, huh? So you can have that. One thing that's really important, like, you know, people, I'm not being defensive, but people who say this is rubbish, they're idiots really, because technical analysis is so subjective. People see different things and different things, and there's so many tools to use, so many indicators. Look, it's really important that people develop their own style for their own personalities. You know, look how much all these freaking indicators. Can't use all of them. All these community indicators. Nothing's wrong. It's just perspective. You know, it's just subject, and it's very subjective. Yeah. For me, this works. That's why I do it like this. And other people use moving averages. I only use moving averages for seeing the momentum, but it's obvious the momentum is bullish. It's obvious. Like, don't have to do it. Check it. I can tell. Look at that move. Some people use Bollinger Bands. Whatever. Oh shit, look at that. There was a Pi Cycle top alert on this token there. See that? Wow. Just be careful, yeah, because the Pi Cycle top has actually called has called a top. So I don't know where your position is, but that's a real signal. When you get that, you should probably look to yeah. Just be careful, because that's a big deal. Pi Cycle top's a big deal. Doesn't mean it's the top, but it could be a local top, and then this could be going into some kind of something. I don't know. Look at that. It's amazing. See if that came on Bitcoin, huh? Just in case, let's have a look at Bitcoin. Is there a Pi Cycle top in? Nah, we're far from it. Get a little bit pullback on TRVL. Any Pi Cycle? Yeah, we're far from it. I'm just going to have a look at Slurf, because I'm interested in Slurf. It's showing a lot of weakness right now. Amazing. It's amazing how Slurf goes from strength to weakness like instantly. I'm quite fascinated by that behavior. We're into the range pot. The range pot and control. It's actually the best place to buy this token if it holds. Here. But this doesn't look stronger, because you're just making lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. It looks very weak. That's quite a really bearish rejection, huh? We've had that before, but this is looking really bearish on Slurf. Just check this fan. Yeah. Shit. Just do it to there. Shit, it looks like it was front run. Yeah. That whole thing was front run. Sucks. Is Bitcoin pulling back? Not really. Bitcoin's showing a little bit of strength. Let's into that SR flip. Buy. I don't think it's a good idea to buy until we change market structure on the 5-minute time frame, which we haven't done yet. So I think it's a good idea to be patient. Honestly, we're in a good place to buy, but right now you need the price to show you strength. Okay, it's not a good place to short either. So right now you just have to wait, sit and watch. Okay. This is your lower high. I've drawn it here. Yeah, so we haven't done that. So you need to take out this high. So we have low, low, lower high, lower, low, lower high, lower, low. And you have to take out this high. See that high? You have to take it out. If you can't take it out, then you wouldn't long this. This is just whatever. It's just trying to do something, but there's no real trade here to be had. Okay, that's basically the price action right now. You just have to wait. You just need to make a higher high. That will give you the indication that the price is starting to go up, right? So we're not making high highs right now. We're making lower highs. So while the price is making lower highs, you don't long. You just wait. You don't short either. It's not a good idea to short into support or into the lows. You have to short on pullbacks into the highs. Yeah. If you're shorting, you're scalping. You're not really shorting. You're just, if you're shorting these moves, you're scalping. If anyone, we've already missed that. Like if anyone didn't short here, they've missed it. You've missed the move. So you're not going to try and short for lower. You're just going to be patient and wait to long, because you long the lows, you short the highs, and that's how it goes. Now, right now, you can see that we're still making lower highs, so we just have to be patient. That's it. That's basically it. Now there was some bullish CBD here. Price went up, but it's immediately come back down. Why has it come back down? Some longs have closed. Yeah, you see that? Some longs have closed. Actually, there's also bearish CBD. See, that's bearish. So you're making higher. So this is the problem actually. So there are people selling into this, but they're selling this on spot, or not on spot, with limit orders. So they're absorbing the buying. So what? Right now, there's some people who've longed this I think the next short opportunity will be a swing failure of this low. Long opportunity will be a swing failure of that low. That would be a good place to long. If anyone's looking to long, you can long the swing failure of that low. Here, another swing failure. And that will be a scalp. That's all it is, really. A scalp. Scalp. You have to take profit very quickly when you're scalping. You can't just hold it for higher because we're still in bearish market structure. Until that changes, you can't do anything, right? All right, so just to give a little bit of a recap, and then I'm going to log off and go to bed because I'm pretty tired. I'm looking for the price to hold here, and then if the price gets up there, I'll be looking to short. Okay. I'm not going to long until I see a change of local time frame market structure. That requires a higher high, followed by a higher low, followed by another higher high. If we form that, I'll start longing, but I'll still be looking to take profit at the golden pocket, which is also a back test of this structure, which is the value area low. Okay, basically that. Take profit at the neckline. If the price continues, then it's bearish. If the neckline holds to go up, then it's bullish. That's basically it. And strength is going to be getting back into this range. So there's a volume range here. Just need to get back into that range. The price needs to make its way up and get back into there. Back test that as support. That's strength. You see that? You can feel good about the price being bullish again. Until then, it's very possible that we make a lower high on the higher time frame, on the medium time frame, the 4-hour time frame for continuation. You have to bear that in mind. And extremely bearish is just for the price to consolidate here and just keep on making lower highs for continuation to the downside. That would be extremely bearish. Okay, and no one can predict what's happening. Yeah, there's no way to know. I think we're in support right now, but the price action is looking very limp. It's not looking very strong. So it's very unusual because it was looking quite bullish. You had bullish market structure and then suddenly you lost it. Someone sold, a few people sold. I didn't see crazy shorting in this downward move. So I'm still thinking that this is quite weak and the price should bounce. But the real test is going to be whether the price can get back into this range, this higher range. If it can't, then it could go down further. Yeah, you have to bear that in mind. And actually, the next real test, if we move up, will be to see what happens when the price comes up against these single prints. We have to see what happens. There's some single prints there, a volume gap. Will it offer resistance? Yeah, it's possible. We're into this daily level, which is also the range point of control on exo charts, and also the value area low of the overall range is just below us. That is here. I'll find it. There it is. So I think the next kind of long opportunity without a change in market structure Is a swing failure there, huh? That'd be nice. I'd take that. I'll put a little swing failure icon there. Set an alert. I'll take a long there. I'll take that long. Doesn't change anything. You're still in bearish market structure right now on the lower time frame. So if you were taking that long, we're still looking to take profit. Let's just say the pivot is in the lower high. If you come down there, I'll still be looking to take profit at the golden pocket or somewhere as the price bounced. You wouldn't be looking to hold that until you had a change in market structure. We need to change market structure before we start aggressively buying and longing again. All right. And then if you want to short when everyone is bullish, or if we do lose this daily level somehow tomorrow in the early hours, come up and we can't get back up, you could probably short a lower high there because you have an invalidation. It'll be a very easy invalidation, a continuation, or any one of these swing failures. Swing failures are pretty good places to enter. Okay, I'm not feeling bearish. I'm not feeling bullish right now. I'm just sitting patiently, waiting to see what happens. I'm not in the market. I've got no positions open. I've been stopped out of all my positions. That's normal in trading, and you just have to wait for the next opportunity to long or short, and until then you just have to wait and be patient and see what happens. All right, and that's normal. It's trading. It's not a big deal. It's normal. I think if people are looking to pick up Bitcoin and pick up spot on Bitcoin, now is definitely a good place, but it might not be the right time. The right time would be a little bullish change in market structure on the lower time frame. So it all starts there. And personally, I don't like how we've made a lower low on the 4-hour time frame here. I don't like that. I don't like that lower low. So I'm waiting for market structure change. I'm looking for a little bit of strength, a sign of strength. Until then, I'm not going to do anything. And you see, when you look at this, even though the price could now, it could start going up. You look at this kind of this pattern that's formed, you see you had this downward move. Now you had this upward move. Could this be the beginning of a downward move? You've got to be aware of that. The way these patterns form. Could this be another kind of like this? You can see patterns, no? You can see how the price is forming these kind of patterns. And so you just have to see what happens. I'm not expecting it to do that. I'm just waiting to see what's forming. Right? That's the stream today, guys. Thank you for joining me. I hope that's helpful. I think it's very important to just be neutral right now, and let's just see if we can change market structure. Take out that high first, or just long on the swing failure of this low, and in the meantime just wait and see what happens. All right, have a good evening, and then I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. your update. Oh, you're welcome, Chris Crypto. See you tomorrow.